Alright YouTube, for today's vlog, yes, it will be about Batman, and it'll be similar to my previous vlog where I talk about the long lost Lego Jones Beach Batman and DC Cinematic Universe. And yes, Bane will be related to this vlog and this movie pitch, because I'm talking about the pitch I created for this Batman Part 4, which was the fourth installment of a, I guess, I can't call it a trilogy because trilogy's 3, but to the point, I made this movie a while ago and it's really cool. I really like the idea I came with, and I think some of it could be borrowed and inspired for the upcoming Batman Brave and the Bold, which supposedly is coming late 2028, but I think early 2029 is more likely, and we don't really know too much about it. Hopefully it still comes out, because I have heard that, with the recent DC movie getting less than stellar reviews, it might be a bad sign, but I'm sure we'll still get the movie. So even if we don't, I'll talk about the Jones Beach Batman futuristic movie pitch. So yeah, as I was saying, for the previous DC Titans movie I created, it was sort of the Titans against Deathstroke and sort of an apocalyptic movie, and I didn't go into how it ended, and I won't in this vlog, but go back to that vlog if you want to watch it. So for this one, it starts out similarly to the Dark Knight Rises in a long future view, and Batman's not like old, but he's in his experienced era, so he's like, at least 45 to 50, which, not that that's important, but point is, threats are coming back to Gotham, and Batman feels like he's lost everything, similar to the Dark Knight Rises. And similar to Dark Knight Rises, we're seeing characters like Bane vaguely here, not like big like in the Dark Knight Rises, but we're seeing a lot of the League of Assassins, ninja-style characters terrorizing what's left of Gotham, or what they view as left of Gotham, but in reality there's more to Gotham than Bruce Wayne's view of it, because, Bruce thinks Gotham's just like completely gone to hell, which, Gotham's always been hell, but from Bruce's eye, it's like, pretty much gone. But he comes back to Gotham after leaving in another city, which is kind of odd for Batman. So he creates his own Batcave from the Wayne Tower, and, he recruits the rest of the Bat family of the few Robins and Batgirl and Catwoman. So they're all ready to go against Bane, and, as you can imagine, this is like intended to be the conclusion of a movie. So in this case, it was sort of like, everyone's gonna die. But for the case of like, retconning my own movie pitch, I think this character would end, or this movie rather, would end not on a completely everyone dies note like Star Wars Rogue One, but more so on a note of, do we know if there's going to be a part 5? The door is open but somewhat closed. The ultimate villain to this is Talia al Ghul, who has Damian Wayne, which is similar to Batman Brave and the Bold. Suppose you were getting Damian Wayne in that movie, so I think this is another way these two could sort of tie in. And the ultimate idea is, though, I think with, the other Batman trilogy from Matt Reeves and probably more projects to come from that universe, that I don't feel like we need a, full throttle Batman, huge Batman series and DC movies. Not that I complain, but, I think a series like, exclusive could work. And the way I see this, the Batman Brave and Bold kind of being like an end movie, sort of, and then we go back in like a prequel with the series, but who knows what's going to happen with that. And as for what I was saying about my movie pitch, there's like, an all-out brawl between the ninja characters and the Bat family, so, that leads to the destruction of Gotham, where there's a full nuke. And similar to other movies where, cities blow up, this is very similar to that, and somewhat similar to Batman vs Superman. Thinking about it, when Metropolis was going to blow up, but that movie was not the greatest. So I think there's more to potential for the Batman Brave and the Bold. It's similar, though, I would think, for Batman Brave and the Bold, since it's sort of probably going to be end-ish of Batman's career, or more experienced Batman, that we could also see a lot of cool flashbacks, somewhat similar to Arrow, which also somewhat happened in the Jones Beach Batman Part 4, which, let's just call it Batman 4, I guess, or whatever we want to call it. I actually forget what it's called, bro. But anyways, there's more fight scenes and a lot of like, sort of claustrophobic style scenes I created with this Lego Batman movie that sort of gave it like, the feeling of, a thriller-like horror movie, which Batman horror movie could be great. I've said before that I want Sam Raimi to make more comic book movies, and I'm sure he does too. So, who knows where that could go. But overall, I need to talk more about my other Batman movies I created. But similarly, thinking about it, a lot of them are somewhat similar to a lot of what we've already seen. And, anyways, bro, I'm going in too many tangents. So let's conclude. Bane on this series is venomed up, and he is ruthless, bro. Oh, I'm saying ruthless. He's a very ruthless Batman character, Bane. So moving on, I think Batman's suit, the BVS suit, is, although I'm not crazy about the movie, I think is the best suit. I know there's a lot of, talk about him having like, a purple or bluish suit, but I don't know, I think black and gray is like a cool color scheme. So I don't care what color they make Batman's suit, honestly. But overall, what do you guys think? Is this movie pitch making sense, or am I just talking in circles? But either way, more Jones Beach Lego movie pitch vlogs coming soon, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.